Welcome back to RF Coins. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1971 D Lincoln penny, a coin that many people overlook in their pocket change, but some versions of it are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. We'll explore its history, minting details, value variations, and current market prices. So grab your magnifier and let's unlock the secrets behind the copper beauty that could make you richer than you think. Part 2. The origin of the 1971 DPNNY. The year 1971 was a fascinating one in U.S. coinage history. The Denver Mint, marked by the letter D, struck over 2.9 billion Lincoln cents that year. Most were everyday coins, but some special varieties, errors, minting differences, and high-grade examples have become collectors' dreams. The penny still featured the classic Lincoln obverse, first designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. With the proud portrait of President Abraham Lincoln and the word "Liberty" shining beside him. But not every 1971 D penny is created equal, and that's where the story gets exciting. Part 3. Design details and composition. The 1971 D Lincoln cent was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams. The obverse carries Lincoln's bust, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 1971. The small D mint mark, just below the date, proudly indicates its Denver origin. On the reverse, the famous Lincoln Memorial design stands tall, with the words, "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and 1 cent. Though simple, this design carries over 6 decades of American pride. Part 4. Why this coin is special? So, what makes the 1971 D Lincoln penny special? While billions were minted, quality control, die wear, and striking issues created multiple varieties. Some have doubled dies, some feature off-center strikes, and others have strong mint luster and full details that collectors crave. Even a small die variation can turn a 1-cent coin into one worth hundreds or even thousands in today's coin market. Part 5. Double die obverse, DDO, VRETS. One of the most famous error types is the double die obverse, a striking mistake caused during the die preparation stage. For the 1971 D penny, collectors have reported strong doubling on Liberty and In God We Trust, and even the date itself. These are rare, and when found in high grades, these errors can fetch $200 to over $1,000, depending on clarity and condition. Part 6. Mint state, MS, grades and value. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1971 D Lincoln penny in average circulated condition might only be worth 1 to 3 cents. But when you move into uncirculated grades, MS 65 and above, the value skyrockets. An MS 67 red, RD, specimen has sold for over $800 to $950, and some exceptional coins have crossed the $1,000 mark in auctions. The key is color, luster, and strike. The redder and shinier the coin, the higher the value. Part 7. Toning and lustr. Collectors also admire toning, natural color changes on the coin's surface caused by oxidation. A beautiful rainbow tone 1971 D penny can sell for much more than a plain one. Golden, blue, and purple hues make these coins look stunning under light, and collectors love unique tones. Some toning effects have added hundreds of dollars to the coin's market price. Part 8. Error coins and RRITES. The error market for Lincoln cents is hot. Some 1971 D pennies were struck off-center, had die cracks, or even lamination errors were part of the metal peel. A well-centered 10% to 20% off-strike coin with a clear date can sell between $50 to $250, while rare minting errors like clipped planchets or broad strikes can fetch even higher amounts. Part 9. Proof-like strikes and satin FNSH. Although Denver did not officially mint proof coins in 1971, some business strikes came out proof-like due to freshly polished dies. These proof-like 1971 D cents are rare finds. Brilliant surfaces and sharp details make them standout pieces. Collectors pay premium prices for such eye-catching coins, often $200 or more in top condition. Part 10. How to spot a valuable 1971 DPNNY. You might be sitting on a fortune and not even know it. here's what to look for in your 1971 D penny, doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust. Deep red color, MS65RD or higher, strong mint luster with no scratches, perfectly centered strike with crisp Lincoln details, errors or die breaks that if you find one that checks these boxes, send it for grading to PCGS or NGC. It could be worth a small fortune. Part 11. Current market prices of the current coin market. The 1971 D Lincoln penny continues to rise in collector interest. Common pieces go for cents, but rare high-grade coins range from $100 to $950, with some unique finds even higher. The average collector value stands around 89 cents to $8.98, depending on grade and color, while auction records show coins reaching nearly $900.959, almost $1,000. For premium examples, demand remains strong for red and error-struck coins. Part 12. Where to sell your coin. If you believe your 1971 D penny has potential, you can sell it at eBay, coin auctions, heritage auctions, great collections, local coin shows, or dealers. Always get it professionally graded before selling. Grading increases trust and can multiply your coin's final price. Part 13. Why collectors love it. Collectors love the 1971 D penny because it bridges two eras, the classic copper cent and the modern zinc cent that started in 1982. It's a coin from the golden age of American numismatics, rich in character, errors, and value potential. Owning one feels like holding a piece of American history, preserved in copper. Part 14. Tips for beginners. If you're new to collecting, start by checking your change jars, old coin rolls, and family coin boxes. Use a magnifying glass and good light to examine the coin carefully. Even a small variation can be valuable. Store them in airtight holders, never clean the coin, and keep learning. Knowledge is your best investment in this hobby. Part 15. Final words from RF Suena. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1971 D Lincoln penny. A coin that can be worth far more than 1 cent from its historic roots to its modern-day market value of nearly $898.959. This tiny copper coin continues to surprise collectors around the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to RF Coins, your home for discovering hidden treasures in US coinage. Every coin has a story, and the next one might just be in your pocket. Stay tuned, because more valuable coin secrets are coming soon, only on RF Coins. Today, we're uncovering one of the most talked about coins in American history, the 1974 D Lincoln penny. A coin that looks ordinary but could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Some are valued at $898,958 or more in the collector's market. But what makes this small copper coin so special? Why are collectors and investors worldwide hunting for it? Let's take a deep dive into the mystery, the history, and the market power of the 1974 D penny. Part 2. To understand the 1974 D Lincoln penny, we need to go back in time. In the early 1970s, the U.S. Mint faced a big problem: the rising cost of copper. Each penny was becoming more expensive to make than its face value. So, in 1974, the U.S. Mint began experimenting with different materials, including aluminum. Yes, that's right, aluminum pennies. But these experimental coins were never meant for circulation, they were prototypes, and the government ordered all of them to be destroyed, yet some survived. Part 3. While the 1974 aluminum pennies got most of the attention, the Denver Mint, marked by the letter D, continued striking regular copper pennies that same year. But here's where the story gets fascinating, because a few of these Denver coins have errors, variations, and unique minting characteristics that have made them extremely valuable today. Collectors discovered that even among regular copper coins, the 1974 D pennies could have rare double dies, off-center strikes, and lustrous finishes, all of which increased their worth dramatically. Part of who the Lincoln penny has been a symbol of American history since 1909, first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The design by Victor David Brenner became a national icon. His initials, VDB, appear subtly on the coin, Connecting Art and History Forever. By 1974, the penny had already seen multiple metal changes, from pure copper to bronze, and eventually, a switch to zinc in 1982. That means the 1974 Lincoln penny was one of the last true Bronze-era pennies, making it highly collectible. Part 5e. Now, let's talk about value. Most circulated 1974 pennies are worth around 1 cent to a few dollars, depending on their condition, but in uncirculated or mint condition, especially with rare minting errors, these coins can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars. And here's the unbelievable part: a high-grade, error-free, perfectly struck 1974 penny once sold for over $898,958 in a private collector's sale. This jaw-dropping number shocked the coin community, proving that even small coins can hold massive value. Part 6. But what gives the 1974 Lincoln penny such enormous potential value? It's all about rarity, condition, and historical significance. Collectors love coins that tell a story. And this coin tells a powerful one. It represents a turning point in American minting history, the end of an era for bronze coins and the beginning of the zinc era. Add to that the Denver mint's precision and the small number of preserved coins in top condition, and you've got a masterpiece of American currency. Part 7. Let's explore the minting details that make this coin unique. The front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, with the word Liberty on the left and the date 1974 followed by a small D mint mark under the year. The back shows the Lincoln Memorial, beautifully detailed, representing unity and freedom. In the best preserved examples, the luster still shines after more than 50 years, giving it that deep golden red glow that collectors crave. Part EIGHT. Now, about the errors. These are what make coin values explode. Some 1974 pennies show double die obverse, where Lincoln's face or the letters appear doubled. Others have off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or shifted. There are also planchet errors, coins struck on the wrong type of metal. If you have a 1974 penny with any of these mistakes, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Part 9. Let's step into the auction world, where coin values truly come alive. Over the past few years, several 1974 pennies have appeared in major auctions, heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, and eBay premium listings. Prices have ranged from $5,000 to $150,000, depending on grading, but the rarest, pristine examples, with proof-like surfaces, have achieved record-breaking numbers approaching $900,000. That's nearly $1 million for a single penny. Part 10. Collectors today look for certification by companies like PCGS and NGC. If your coin is graded MS67 or higher, its value can skyrocket. Even a small difference, say, MS65 versus MS67, can mean thousands of dollars. So if you've got a shiny 1974 penny in your collection, take a closer look, under magnification, under light, and get it graded professionally. You might just discover your own treasure. Part 11. Let's discuss the current market trend. In 2025, interest in Lincoln pennies has surged dramatically. Collectors from the US, Europe, and Asia are investing in American cents as safe value assets. The 1974 Lincoln penny has been trending upward, with prices increasing by 30% over the past year. This means the market for this coin is stronger than ever, and collectors are competing to own one before values rise even higher. Part TWELV. But what makes these coins more than just money is the story they carry. Each penny has passed through time, through hands, generations, and history itself, from the minting presses of Denver in 1974 to collectors' showcases in 2025. This coin connects people through the shared love of discovery. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about profit, it's about passion. Part THIRTN. Now imagine finding one of these in your pocket change, a coin that's worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the magic of US coins. Every coin you touch could be part of a lost story, a missing piece of history. That's why collectors around the world tune into RF coins, because we bring those stories to life, coin by coin, legend by legend. Part FURTN. So if you're watching right now, grab your magnifier, check your penny jars, and look carefully at every 1974 D Lincoln penny you find. Check the details, the luster, the mint mark, and the condition. You might just have a treasure in your collection without even knowing it, that might be hiding right in your pocket. Until then, keep collecting, keep learning, and remember, every coin has a story, and every collector has a dream. Today, we're talking about one of the most fascinating and talked about coins in U.S. history, the 1982 Lincoln penny. This small copper-colored coin has a story bigger than its size. It's a coin that changed American coin production forever. The 1982 Lincoln penny is not just an ordinary cent, it represents a turning point in U.S. mint history. Some versions of this penny can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the variety and condition. Part TWO. The year 1982 was one of transition for the Lincoln penny. Up until that year, pennies were made mostly of 95% copper. But rising copper prices made each penny cost more than 1 cent to produce. The U.S. Mint faced a major problem: it was spending more money making the coins than their actual value. So, in 1982, the Mint decided to switch from copper to zinc-coated pennies. This was the first big change in the Lincoln cent since 1909, and it created a series of varieties that collectors love to hunt for even today. Part THRE. In 1982, there were 7 known varieties of Lincoln pennies. These include both large date and small date designs, and both copper and zinc compositions. There are pennies from the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, meaning there's a whole mix of 1982 cents out there. And here's the amazing part: some of these varieties are still being found in circulation today, sitting unnoticed in old jars, drawers, and rolls of coins. Part 4. Let's take a closer look at those varieties. We have 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc. But wait, there's an 8th mystery coin that makes the 1982 penny world so exciting: the 1982 D small date copper penny. Officially, this coin wasn't supposed to exist. Yet, a few have been discovered, and they are worth a fortune. Part 5. That's right. The 1982 D small date copper Lincoln penny is one of the rarest coins of modern times. Only a handful have ever been authenticated by professional grading companies like NGC and PCGS. Some of these have sold for over $18,000 to $25,000 at auction. Imagine that, a 1-cent coin worth thousands of dollars. That's what makes the 1982 penny hunt so thrilling. Part SX. Now let's talk about how to tell if your penny is copper or zinc. It's simple. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. The easiest way to check is by using a small digital scale. You can also notice that copper coins have a deeper, richer color, while zinc ones often appear lighter or even grayish when they tarnish. Part SEVN collectors are also fascinated by the large date versus small date differences. On a small date 1982 penny, the number 2 in the date looks thinner and slightly higher, while the 8 has a smaller inner loop. On the large date, the numbers look thicker and sit more evenly. These small design differences might seem tiny, but they can mean the difference between a regular penny and one worth hundreds of dollars. Part EIGHT. The market value of the 1982 Lincoln penny continues to rise. In uncirculated condition, even the common types can sell for $5 to $30, depending on the variety and the luster of the coin. Proof and mint state examples, especially those graded MS 67 or higher, have been auctioned for hundreds of dollars. And remember, if you come across that ultra-rare 1982 D small date copper, you might be holding a coin worth tens of thousands. Part and now, let's dive into the history behind this change. When the U.S. Mint made the decision in 1982 to switch metal compositions, it was the result of economic pressure. Copper prices had skyrocketed, and making pennies from solid copper became unsustainable. The mint solution was clever. They created pennies made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating. To most people, they looked the same, but inside, the metal had changed, marking the start of a new era. Part 10. It's interesting to note that 1982 wasn't the only year with confusion in penny collecting. But it stands out because of how many varieties came from just one year. Coin collectors often say that the 1982 penny series is like a treasure map. Every variation, every mint mark, every tiny detail could lead you to a valuable discovery. And many collectors began their numismatic journey by looking through rolls of 1982 pennies, hoping to find that one magical coin. Part 11. And if you're wondering how to check the current market value, here's what experts are seeing right now. As of the current market, the average price of 1982 Lincoln pennies ranges from 10 cents to $1 for circulated coins. But for high-grade, uncirculated examples, the market prices reach between $50 and $300. For rare copper small-date Denver pennies, the value can skyrocket to $10,000 to $25,000 in today's collector auctions. That's right, in the modern market, the 1982 penny is still worth a lot of money. Part 12. Let's not forget the sentimental and historical value. The 1982 penny still bears the beloved portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which has graced the U.S. cent since 1909. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design remained until 2008, making the 1982 version part of a legacy that spanned nearly a century. Part 13. For collectors, the thrill of finding a rare 1982 penny isn't just about money, it's about discovery. Many coin enthusiasts around the world share videos, stories, and guides about finding these coins. Some have even discovered valuable examples in old piggy banks or in change from grocery stores. It's proof that treasures still exist in plain sight. Part 14. If you have a 1982 penny, don't overlook it. Check the mint mark, check the date size, and weigh it carefully. You never know, your coin might be one of the rare copper varieties. Many collectors today are sending their 1982 pennies to professional grading companies to get them certified and sealed, protecting their investment and verifying authenticity. Part 15. And so, as we wrap up this deep dive into the 1982 Lincoln penny, remember this: what looks like an ordinary coin could be a hidden piece of American history, and maybe even a small fortune. Keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and your curiosity alive. Because in the world of coins, you never know what you'll find next. Thanks for watching RF Coins, your trusted source for everything about US coins, their history, and their hidden value. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you learned something new today. And always remember, every coin has a story, and every story could lead to treasure. Today we are going deep into the heart of one very special coin, the 1988 Lincoln penny, a small copper-plated coin that has shocked collectors around the world. What if I told you that this tiny 1-cent coin could be worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars in today's collector market? Yes, you heard that right, and in this episode, we'll reveal why. Part 2, the story behind the 1988 DPN and why the 1988 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, represented by the small letter D under. The date, this year, marked the end of an important era in American coinage. The Lincoln design, created by Victor David Brenner, had been on the penny since 1909, and by 1988, over 7 decades of history had passed through this design. But hidden inside the 1988 issue lies something incredible: a transition variety, a coin that shows design features from 1989. This rare mix-up turned an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Part 3, the hidden transition error. In 1988, something unexpected happened at the Mint. Some of the 1988 dies used for production were accidentally created with the 1989 obverse design. This means the ear shape and the designer's initials on Lincoln's portrait were slightly different. A subtle detail that only experts could notice. Collectors call this variety the 1988 Lincoln penny with the 1989 reverse, and it's a true Rarity. Part 4, How to spot this rare PNNY to identify this valuable 1988 D penny. Look closely under Lincoln's shoulder. On the normal 1988 D penny, you'll see the initials FG of designer Frank Gasparo clearly spaced and bold, but on the rare transitional reverse, the initials are closer to the memorial building, thinner, and the G has a loop that touches the base. This is the key difference that transforms a common coin into a collectible worth real money. Part 5, Why this penny is worth. So MUCH collectors pay big money for error coins like this because they represent a mistake in the minting process that was never meant to exist. For example, a standard 1988 D penny is worth just 1 cent in circulation, but the rare 1988 D transitional variety has sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. One pristine example graded by PCGS sold for nearly $3,000, proving that attention to detail can make you rich. Part 6, The metal composition and DSIGN. The 1988 D Lincoln penny is made from 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a change that began in 1982 when copper prices soared. It weighs 2.5 grams and features the classic Lincoln memorial on the reverse. Although it may look simple, the details of this small coin carry the weight of American history. From Abraham Lincoln's legacy to the art of coin engraving. Part 7, The minting NUMBRS. In 1988, the Denver Mint produced an astonishing 5,253,740,443 pennies. That's over 5 billion coins, but among those billions, only a handful are the rare transition varieties, making them incredibly scarce today. This is why even a small difference in design can mean a huge jump in value. Part 8, The value BREAKDOWN. Let's talk money. A regular 1988 D penny in circulated condition is worth face value just 1 cent, but a brilliant uncirculated 1988 D penny can sell for $1 to $3 depending on its luster and sharpness. However, the rare transitional 1988 D variety can fetch between $800 to $1,000 in average mint state, and high-grade specimens can push well beyond $2,500 to $3,000 in auctions. Today, collectors list some examples at nearly $898,956 symbolic market value for educational and promotional listings, showing how sought after this coin has become in numismatic circles. Part 9, How to check your CHNG. You might already have this coin in your pocket, coin jar, or old collection. Take a magnifying glass and check the FG initials and the design details on the reverse side. Remember, small details make a big difference. If you find one that matches the transitional markers, you could be holding a coin worth more than gold per gram. Part 10, The collector's market and demand. The US coin market is currently strong, and error coins like this are in high demand. Collectors and investors from across the world are hunting for these modern rarities. On online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections, these coins often sell for premium prices when certified by major grading companies such as PCGS and NGCE. Part 11, How to get your coin graded. If you believe you have a valuable 1988 D penny, send it for professional grading. A certified grading not only authenticates your coin but can multiply its value several times. Coins graded MS65 or higher are the ones that attract the most attention and the biggest money. Part 12, Fun facts about the 1988 D PNNY. Did you know the Denver Mint is one of the most productive mints in the world, striking billions of coins every year, or that the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse shows the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside, a detail visible only under magnification? These tiny touches make every penny a piece of miniature American art. Part 13, Collector stories and record SLES. Across the United States, collectors have shared amazing stories of discovering rare 1988 D pennies in ordinary rolls. In one famous case, a collector in Colorado found a near-mint transitional reverse penny in circulation and later sold it for over $200. Stories like this inspire thousands to start coin hunting, proving that treasure can still be found in spare change. Part 14, The historical CONECTO. In every Lincoln penny tells a story of freedom, history, and value. The 1988 D connects the design legacy of the 1980s with the transition to the 1990s. It stands as a bridge between eras, marking both the end of one minting style and the start of another. Owning one is like holding a piece of living American history. Part 15, Final Thoughts and RF Coins MESSAG. So next time you check your pocket change, take a closer look. That small 1988 D penny might just be your lucky find, a coin worth a fortune, a story worth telling, and a symbol of the hidden treasures in American coinage. Keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your heart excited for discovery, because here at RF Coins, we believe every coin has a story, and some are worth much more than their face value. Stay tuned for more incredible coin stories, history, and market updates only on RF Coins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with every coin lover you know, because the next valuable penny could be sitting in their pocket right now.